Hey everyone, Hunter here, or Forever Leaguer Studios. Welcome to the Advent Favorites and Least Favorites video. That's not going to be the title, as you guys know, but as I mentioned in today's Advent, that I was going to go over which ones I liked the best, which ones I didn't really care, and which figures I liked best. Christmas, if you guys, the Advent for today should be up by the time this goes up. So, if you guys missed that, the final day, we got a BB-8 Santa Claus, and I will link the video to the description, as well as the Christmas music they'll be playing. But as I said a couple weeks ago, last week and all that, I mentioned that I was going to do a, right after I finished the first one. So, there's a few, there's a few ones that I don't really care, and there's those who I actually do like. For the figures, I'm going to start off with the figures because that's the least one. BB-8 doesn't... Well, yeah, I guess I can count BB-8. In all, you get 8 figures, counting BB-8. There's a few of them that I'm not, all excited about. One being this guy. I'm not really fond of this guy. He came in the $20 BB-8 race speeder. This guy's alright. He's in the best. The Stormtrooper, as much as I love the Stormtrooper, he's not the best just because, one, he has 2 battle packs already, so there's no reason. This guy I'm fine with. I actually like this guy the best. One of them. The reason why is he only came in the TIE Striker. The Imperial Officer, definitely one of my favorites. Sabine's good. The Snow Trooper is okay. So for that I'm not really happy about would be the Stormtrooper, the Jakku guy, the Resistance Officer, and the BB-8 Santa. The reason why is, one, I have a bunch of BB-8s, and it doesn't really make a difference. The Resistance Officer is okay, and the Stormtrooper I like, don't get me wrong, but yeah, these 4 guys are my favorite out of them. For ships, for mini builds, I remembered this guy's name and I lost it. This guy, not this guy, but this animal. I'm not really fond of him. I don't have the extra. The reason why is just he wasn't shown in the movie much, and just not too fond of him. The Y-wing I actually do like. The Y-wing was pretty cool. Just because what's cool about these mini builds is they're actually scale to some other ships, some of the bigger ships. Like this Y-wing actually scales to the Star Destroyer from 2014, so that's pretty cool. Race Speeder looks nice. That's an okay one. The Falcon, they've done better. They've done better this year. They do it every year. They do a Falcon each year. They did a great job on this year's. I like the First Order Troop Transporter. This one was a cool one. The Krennic Shuttle is okay. You can't fold up the wings like you can in the actual ship or the Microfighter, so that's an okay one. Same as the Phantom. It's just okay. Plus, it's not the new version of the Phantom from Season 3, I think. The Ghost is pretty good. This is actually the first Advent thing that we got, so I'm going to put him up there in the good pile. The Snow Speeder, it's okay. Again, I didn't even realize what this was until after the fact. The TIE Striker's pretty good. The Hover Tank's pretty good, but I didn't even realize what that was until someone actually told me. I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. The ATST Walker, ATST Walker has the same cons I do in the actual Walker set. Is you can't lift the legs, you can only lift the feet. So that's going over there. The cannons, the rest of these are pretty, on the okay side. The reason why is this. Well, no, actually, I could put the Snowblower in here. The Snowblower was a cool one. The rest are just like, it's me. So, for favorites and all that, I would say my favorite ship or mini build from this year's would probably be the First Order Troop Transport. Just because it probably has the most pieces and a lot of the biggest pieces, but it just looks really cool. So that would be number 1. The Falcon would probably be number 2. The Y-Wing would be number 3. I'm trying to pick out my top 5, and oops, I moved them too close. There we go. The Y-Wing would be number 3. Ghost would be number 4, and the TIE Striker would probably be number 5. So those are my top 5 mini builds. I'm trying to get them on screen. There you go. So that's my top 5 favorites, and then these are my top 4 figures. Overall, this year, Advent, it was okay. This year wasn't the greatest. Of course I did love it, and I had a great time doing this. But this year, I think they could have done a better job with the Santa Claus, other than putting a Santa hat on a BB-8. I think that was just kind of lazy in my opinion. But the good thing is they did add the Rogue One characters and the Last Jedi character. No, not Last Jedi, Force Awakens characters. That was what I wanted the last year. I was like, well, Force Awakens already out. Why couldn't you put them in there? Because they didn't. And I was like so upset because they were just classic ones, which is fine, but I was like, I was really wanting something like from Force Awakens. But this year they did it, especially with Rogue One. I've already seen, no joke, I've already seen pictures for next year's Advent calendar. They're kind of blurry though. I've also seen pictures for some of the summer sets. I can't, of course, show it just because 1, they're blurry, and 2, I know for a fact they'll get taken down. So, I already seen it. I can tell there's, if I'm correct, there's a few Last Jedi characters in there. And there's some more Force Awakens, which is really cool. But I think that's going to be it. Hope you guys did enjoy this. Let me know in the comment section below. And, I hope you guys have a Merry Christmas. I think that's going to be it. Hope you guys have a great, wonderful day. Bye-bye.